Welcome everybody to Restore and Stretch. Today we have a very special class for you. It is a parent and me Restore and Stretch, hosted and sponsored by the Working Parents BRG. It is their platform month, and I know Lauren dropped the link to their SharePoint site in the chat a little bit ago. So he is one of the lead people and one of the points of contact for the Working Parents BRG. We're very grateful for him. But it is their platform month. They have lots of super awesome events going on, and I can only encourage you to check them out and have a lot of fun, whether you have kids or don't have kids. So, Lauren, do you want to say anything before we get started?
Yeah, just real quickly, thank you, Sarah, and the Fitness Center for doing this for us. It was great success last August when we did it, and I'm looking forward to another great couple of sessions throughout the month. Like Sarah mentioned, I dropped in the link to our SharePoint site in the chat, so feel free to check that out. We still have quite a few events going on throughout April, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Otherwise, Sarah, thanks for doing this, and take it away.
Awesome. So everybody, like I said, restore and stretch. So go ahead, join me in a nice, comfortable seated position. We've got a big crowd here today. Join me in a nice, comfortable seated position. Make sure that you have plenty of space around you, that you're not going to hit any desks, chairs, couches, pets. And make sure you have something to stay hydrated with as we're going through this. While we are not going to be sweating too profusely, it is always good to stay hydrated. So, as we are getting into that nice comfortable seated position, we are going to start with a nice big twist. We're going to take care of our backs. Stretch out that back. We've all been sitting in front of computers all day for work, for school. If you want to deepen that stretch, turn that head behind you. Get that stretch into our neck as well. And we're just going to hold this for a couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Untwist and go to our other side. Using that leg as leverage to turn ourselves further around. Good. Twisting as far as we can for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and come back nice and straight seated with me. While we're here, we're going to stretch out our sides. So big, deep breath in, arms come up. And fall off to that right side. We're stretching all down this outside arm and outside torso here. If you're more comfortable, place this bottom hand on the ground. Good, big stretch, big reach. And off to our other side. Big stretch, big reach. Good, big stretch, big reach. Feel that all the way down this side. Then we're going to start moving a little bit more in our stretching. And release back to that center. Good. I want you to open those legs up big and wide, as far as you can get your legs apart, and we're going to walk our hands out. So when we're down here, we're stretching out the insides of our legs. We're helping out all those muscles. And we're going to make this a little more of an active stretch. So we're going to walk our hands to the left. We're just going to hold here for a second. And we're going to walk our hands to the right. And if you're like me, you have a friend in front of you watching. And one more time, off to that left, we walk those hands around, reach for our toes. And last time to the right. Big stretch. We should feel our legs opening up as we're coming through that center. Good. Finishing off into our center. We should feel like we can get a little bit lower to the ground here now. Big, deep breath. Good. I want you to walk your hands into yourself and sit up nice and straight and tall for me. We're going to turn onto our hands and knees. And this is going to help warm up our spine and our torso. So, as we exhale, our belly button's going to come to the floor. And as we inhale, we're going to round our spine up to the ceiling. And we're going to take 3 big deep breaths. So we exhale. And we inhale. That was 1. And out. And in. That's 2. And in. That's 3. That's awesome. We're going to kick those feet back. This looks like a plank. Now we roll. We didn't move our hands. We didn't move our feet. We just pushed our hips up into the sky. So we have some pressure on our hands. We've got some pressure on our feet. We're pushing our heels into the floor. And we're going to bring our left foot up so our right heel is driving deeper into the ground. We're deepening that stretch. And switching sides to our right. And switch out to the left. One more time on the right. Awesome. And come through that top plank position. Drop your hips into the floor. Bring that head up nice and big. So our head comes out of our shoulders. We don't want to be a turtle. We want to come up nice and big and tall. And we breathe while we're here. Nice big deep breaths in and out. Just as much as stretching is about our muscles, it's also about our breathing. And we're going to take those toes, we're going to tuck them back under, push our hips up all the way into the sky again. All the way into the sky. This might look familiar if you do yoga. It's called downward dog. And we're going to take our right foot. You can see me waving it here. We're going to bring our knee into our chest and place that foot between our hands. We're going to drop our back knee. So we look like we're in a big, deep lunge. We're stretching out this back quad here and our hip flexors. Those muscles all help us when we walk, when we run, when we squat, when we ride our bikes, when we do lots of things. And go ahead, drop those hands inside our foot. So our knee should be touching our shoulder. Good. We're keeping moving along quickly today. Got lots of stretching to do. Bring that back knee up. And straighten out our front leg. We should look like a triangle right now. If we can't get our hands comfortably to the floor, use your shin. And we should all look like big triangles. Our legs should be making a good right angle here. Good. And we're going to bend that front leg, bringing our hands back outside just like we did when we brought that knee forward. And we're going to take that foot back into our downward dog. Back into that downward dog. Our hips are up in the sky. Our ears are between our biceps. And this time we take our left foot. I'm wiggling mine here. Drive that knee into our chest. Place our foot between our hands. Drop that back knee and sit up nice and straight and tall into our deep lunge. We're doing our hip flexors and our quad on this side now. So we should feel a big stretch. If you're here and you're feeling a stretch, that's okay. Some of us are more bendy than others. We're breathing, we're holding ourselves upright, we're using our core. And we're going to drop those hands inside our feet. So our knee is still touching our shoulder, as close as we can get it. And we're breathing while we're here. This is a great place, if you have your water close, to grab a drink. And just like the last time, we're going to push that back foot up and straighten out our back leg and become a triangle. Bend over that front leg. And we're breathing while we're here. Feeling a big stretch up the back of this leg, mostly in our hamstring here. Good. Those hands come back outside our foot, just like when we drove our knee up. Push that knee back. And we're going to come back to this position quite a bit. It's a nice base. It helps stretch out our hamstrings, which is a muscle we don't take care of a lot when we stretch. Good. We're going to hold this for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to drop those hips. We did this one before. Drop those hips all the way to the floor. Head comes up and out of our neck. Neck should not be in our shoulders. We're not a turtle. We push up. And looking over that right. Looking over our left. Keeping that head moving back and forth. Feeling our neck muscles loosen up because we've been hunched over our computers all day. And we're getting ready. We're going to tuck those toes back under. And we're going to push our hips up into the sky. Good. This time we're going to take our right foot. Bring it up and wiggle it with me if you can. We're in the way. And we're going to drive our knee this time in between our hands. So we're going to place that knee right between our hands. Our hips should stay square, so we might not be able to put our hips all the way on the ground. But we want to avoid popping off to the side. So we're going to stay nice and straight and tall. Try not to smush any pets you might have near you. But keeping those hips nice and straight. We're going to bend forward if you can. We're going to bend forward over that front knee. We're going to relax into this. Taking a deep breath. And we're going to push back up onto our hands. Slowly getting ready to push back. And we're going to lift up, drive that foot back. And we're going to come right through with our left foot, driving that knee forward. Driving our knee forward, making sure our hips are nice and straight, that we're not pushing off to the side yet. And we're holding this. If you feel comfortable, drop down into those elbows. Get a little closer to the floor. Deepen that stretch. And we're going to hold this just a couple more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Go ahead, push back up onto those hands for me. And we're going to roll off to the side. So that hip roll that I told you to avoid, now you're going to do it. And if you need to adjust any furry friends, now's the time to do so. Go lay down. Bringing our feet together. We should be in a nice butterfly position. We're going to use our forearms here to push down on our knees very gently, to push them away from our body. If your legs are all the way up here, try pulling your feet out away from your body so the knees come down and you have somewhere to go. This should look familiar. We kind of started here, almost. We had to loosen up those hip flexors before we could do this, though. Awesome. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's feeling loose. Give those knees a little wiggle for me. We're going to be a butterfly and fly away. Little wiggle. Get those knees moving for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop those knees. Pull your feet out. I want to see the bottoms of your feet if they're facing at the camera. Even though you don't have your camera turned on, pretend you do. And big arms up. We should look like an L. And reach out for those toes. As far as you can, tuck that head in between your arms. Good. Big reach, big reach, big reach. If you can't get your toes, grab behind your calves and pull yourself in. Pull as far as you can. Good. Wiggle those toes for me, like you're saying hi with your toes. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sit up nice and straight and tall. Nice and straight and tall. Roll our shoulders back. Good. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Taking our left leg, we're going to cross it over our right arm, right elbow to left knee. Use it as a leverage to turn yourself. Good. Feel that stretch. You're going to feel it in this glute and this hip. You might also feel it in your low back. That's a good thing. Turn your neck, turn your head so you're looking back over your shoulder. Deepen that stretch as much as you can. Deep breath with me, and breathe in and out. Awesome. Slowly let yourself untwist. Let that left leg fall out. Bring your right in and cross it over. This time I'm going to be facing away from you. So we take our left elbow to our right knee and we turn. Big turn, big turn. We're feeling that stretch. Good. I want you to take a big deep breath in with me, and in and out. Good. You've got 3, 2, 1. Slowly release out of that stretch. This time with our left leg, we're going to cross over, so we should have a big figure 4. And our right leg is outstretched. We're going to pull that up into our chest as far as we can, using our hands to support us. Sitting up as straight and tall. We don't want to hunch. We want to sit up nice and straight. Nice and straight for me. You might feel a big stretch right here. That's okay. Pull that leg in as far as you can so that you have a stretch but no true pain. Good. 3, 2, 1. Let that foot out and switch those legs. Our right comes over our left and we bring our left knee into our body. When we stretch, we should never feel true pain. We might feel a little bit of discomfort sometimes. That's the nature of our body, not being stretched like it should. But if you ever feel any pain while you're stretching, back yourself slowly out of the stretch and don't revisit it fully. Go in slowly. And in 3, 2, 1, let that foot out. I'm going to scooch down just so I don't hit my head, but we're going to lay on our backs. Go ahead, take a second and join me. And bring both our knees into our chest. Hug those knees in. While we're doing this, you might feel a little bit of pressure in your low back. That's okay. It just means your back's decompressing from sitting all day. And let those knees out, feet on the floor. We're going to take one leg at a time, starting with our left. Take your hands, put them behind your knee. So you're pulling just your knee into your chest. Good. As we feel comfortable here, extend your foot up towards the ceiling, straightening out that leg. Straightening out that leg nice and big and straight up ahead. Feel it all the way from your ankle into your calf, into that hamstring. Maybe you feel it in your glutes a little bit too. That's awesome. And bringing our knee back into our chest and our foot to the floor. We're going to do our other side now. So our right side, grab behind that knee. Pull into our chest really tight. And reach that foot up to the ceiling, nice and big and straight. So you should feel from your heel to your calf to your hamstring, maybe all the way down into your glutes. Should have a nice even stretch. And we're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee back into our chest. And our foot to the floor. We're going to have some fun and stretch out our backs now. So with our knees into our chest, we're going to open those arms up into a nice big T, as big of a T as you can get them. And keeping our knees together, our shoulders on the floor, drop them off to the left. Our head and neck and shoulders should stay relaxed on the floor. Staying nice and relaxed here. We're feeling a big stretch in our low back. But we're also using this time to recharge ourselves and feel peaceful before we continue the rest of our day. In 3, 2, 1, bring those knees back up overhead, nice and straight, and drop them off to the right. Keeping our shoulders and our head and our neck nice and relaxed. Arms out in a nice big T. And as you're here, allow your eyes to close. Picture yourself on a nice sunny beach. Or maybe you're sitting in a hammock outside a cabin on the mountainside. Go to that happy place. And take a nice big deep breath in and out. Awesome. Bring those knees back up overhead. We're going to do it one more time, but we're going to deepen the stretch. So this time, we're going to the left butt. Our left leg stretches out. Our right leg is going to come across. We're just coming across with that right leg. Big stretch. Pulling that leg if you need to. Making sure that our shoulders stay on the floor, nice and relaxed. And 3, 2, 1, bring that leg back up, straighten it out, take our left, and cross it over to the right side. Good. Feel that stretch. You can see my shoulders are still on the ground. My head stays relaxed. I'm taking nice, big, deep breaths to relax here. Bring that left leg back up and across. While we're here on the floor, I want you to take a second, find a comfortable position, and place your hands on the bottom of your rib cage. We're going to take 2 nice big deep breaths together. And I want you to feel as we go your rib cage expanding and compressing as we breathe. And we're going to take a nice big deep breath in and out. Good. One more time. Big deep breath in and out. Awesome. As you feel ready, go ahead and sit up nice and slow. As we sit up, since we've been laying, we want to make sure we don't get a head rush. However, that is the end of our half hour today. So, I hope you are all feeling restored and stretched, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining the Fitness Center and the Working Parents BRG for the Parent and Me Stretch class today. I hope you join us again on Tuesday the 27th. Addie is going to be leading a Parent and Me HIIT class, so high intensity. You're going to work, you're going to sweat, you're going to be moving around. I hope you join us for that as well. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. Take care.